What up, YouTube? Shout out to the men, the women, and even you sorry ass niggas. I want to welcome everybody to another episode of Knotty Talks. I am the Knotty One, aka the Black Mane with the Black Mane, and I'm back again. Hey, to everybody that watched the last video, I do apologize for the technical difficulties, man. Yesterday was a day. The phone kept running out of storage, and luckily I was able to save whatever little scraps and bits I could of what I had recorded. I threw it into an app, tried to do some editing, and as you can see, the end of the video cuts out. So we will discuss that topic that was missing in this video later on here down the line. I do got some topics before that I want to discuss. And also, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed thus far. Man, I'm up to almost 30 subscribers. I salute everybody who has subscribed. I haven't got on here and asked anyone to subscribe because, man, it's not visually stunning. I ain't got some crazy background. I ain't got the crazy effects, so I don't expect to ask people to subscribe to my channel or to subscribe to my product while it's still in a building phase. I just appreciate y'all that have taken the initiative to do so, and salute to y'all. And so today what we're going to discuss is, before we get into what we're going to discuss, I want to share a sorry nigga moment that I had with a former NBA player. Actually, here in San Antonio, I was blessed to be able to get on a team. I was just randomly playing at a gym called the Sweatbox in a money tournament one day, and a guy named Adam came and asked me if I wanted to join his ABA team, the Seraphim. Shout out to you, Adam, if you ever watched this video. Shout out to you, and thanks to you for everything that you did for me, man. You really looked out. And this is not a video to talk down on them. This is actually a video to highlight a nigga moment that I was distributing. So shout out to the coach, Johnny Moore. He used to play for the San Antonio Spurs. I really should have did my due diligence and got the man's stats and everything, but he played for the Spurs. You can go look him up. Johnny Moore. Hard-nosed guy. You could tell, really tough head guy. And this is the nigga moment that I had. So we was getting ready to play our final game. It was against the Austin Bats. The Austin Bats, man, this team had our number. They had already beaten us 3 times in a row, bruh. 3 times in a row. They were 3-0 against us. And I mean, one time they played us, dog. They came to our house, right? And they was acting a fool, man. I'm talking about dunking on the rim, shaking it, slapping nigga shit to half court. Not mine. Not mine. And I'm not going to call out who shit was getting slapped to half court, who was getting dunked on and all this shit. Hey, I'm not calling no names because the guy that I was guarding, he was getting buckets. I ain't going to act like he wasn't getting buckets. But I wasn't getting embarrassed in the process. He was a nice hooper. Shout out to you, my boy, if you ever see this over in Austin. And shout out to all the players that was on the Austin Bats at those times. I really enjoyed those battles. I really enjoyed that time of life playing for the ABA. It really got me over that monkey of, oh, you could have took basketball serious. You didn't take basketball serious enough. And the moment that I'm about to explain highlights why I didn't go anywhere in basketball. And I recognize that, and I'm able to look back on that, and I'm actually able to share that with the people before we get into the topics of today. So it was the last game, like I said. We had played the Bats. We was down 0-3 against them, right? And Coach Moore, old school guy, you know, he expects everybody to be mentally tough, everything like that. I get it. But he had a habit of calling us bitches. Hey, it is what it is. I should have been tough enough mentally to look past what he was trying to do. I understand that he was trying to light the fire up. Y'all guys, man, y'all like what I'm looking like. He would just be like, you guys, y'all look like a bunch of bitches. Looking like a bunch of bitches. Oh, and a side note, before I finish that story, a side note. Hey, Coach Moore, if you ever watch this, I want you to know, my boy, I found out that those Jordans you gave me were fake, my boy. And I had to find out in the worst possible way. And I tweaked my ankle playing in them too. Hey, shout out. I don't know if you knew. I'm not saying you knew. But it's real ironic that you gave them away. Those were some brand new Jordans. And I found out the hard way that they was fake. I was chilling with a buddy over on the other side of town, and we was cracking jokes on each other. I started getting the upper hand, and he was like, look, bruh, I'm tired of sparing you. Them J's is fake. I'm like, boy, these ain't no fake J's, blah, blah, blah. Man, my coach gave me these. He ain't gonna give me no fake J's. He was like, yeah, I understand all that. Your coach might have gave them to you, all that. Former NBA coach, I understand all that. But them is fake, my boy. Went and got his, brought him out. Man, I was flabbergasted, bro. I don't have nothing to say. So shout out to you, Coach Moore. You got me. But anyway, we was getting ready to play the Bats, and he had said those infamous words, you guys, y'all playing like bitches. And The sorry nigga started talking to me. Man, he done called y'all a bitch 3-4 times this week, man. He done called y'all a bitch, blah, 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 blah. And I want to say I apologize to all my teammates if I had offended y'all this day at practice. I'm sorry that I did this. I'm sorry if I even caused any confusion. So I fed into the thoughts of the sorry nigga. I snapped that day. I straight interrupted Adam. And Adam, I never apologized, but I'm sorry to this day for this, man. But I got to get it out there. I interrupted Adam when he was trying to speak. I said, hey, man, fuck all that. You keep calling us bitches and we grown men out here. So I went up to every single one of my teammates, bruh. I kid you not. And I looked them dead in their face and said, hey, you a B-word. You a bitch. You a bitch. You a bitch. You a... And I went down the line. And then I said, hey, we ready to play? Silent as a whistle in there. We broke, went home. Next day, we drove to Austin. You could tell it was weird. You could tell it was weird. I even had a chance to reconcile my sorry nigga ways. Shout out Coach B. Shout out Miss B. They came to me before the game. And shout out their team too, the Tri-City All-Stars, which I think Coach Moore might be the coach of. Shout out to you, Coach Moore. This is not to bash you. They gave me a chance to reconcile my sorry nigga ways. And I said, nah, man, he calling us bitches. We grown, man, this, that, and the third. You know what happened? In the crunch time of the game in the fourth quarter, your boy got benched. So whether I was right or wrong, whether I felt some type of way, it could have been handled. I handled it like a sorry nigga. I could have pulled Coach Moore to the side and talked to him about calling us that. I could have spoke to my team after everybody was done. It was like, hey, man, we don't accept that stuff, man. Let's rally together and show them otherwise. There was more constructive ways to handle that, and I handled it like a sorry-ass nigga. And that's all I want to say about that. Hopefully that example can help somebody. You can transfer that to something you're dealing with in life. Maybe it's a job, you trying to get a promotion, but there's somebody's always irking you, pushing you to try to be that sorry ass nigga. Don't feed into it, man. Don't feed into it. You can beat it. And that's why I shared that story. But we're going to get into the topics of today. I'm sorry for that 7-minute intro. I do apologize, but I felt the story needed to be said and express an example of a sorry nigga moment. And I'm probably going to do that in more videos, man. I know I got to get my YouTube time up. So if you're sticking through, I appreciate you. So we all know what happened, everybody. I'm not going to discuss how it man passed. I think it was brain cancer, but I want to give a big kudos to the big Mount Dikembe Mutombo, the man who was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2015. Averaged a career 9.8 blocks, but he wasn't on the court for offense. Even though we're going to discuss his best season, he was on the court because the man is infamous for making everybody like being told, no. Dikembe, Mr. Mutombo, don't come to my rim. Not many hoopers got to successfully climb Mount Mutombo. He reigns number prime. He is second all-time in blocks with 3,289 career blocks. My gosh, he was swatting shit left and right. Shout out Mutombo. Before his career, 9.8 points, 10.3 rebounds, 2.8 blocks. He was a eight-time All-Star. He was an 8-time career All-Star. His career high in points, he had a high of 39. He had 31 rebounds in a game. He had 12 blocks in a game and 10 triple doubles for his career to go along with all of those stats. In 1991-1992 season, he averaged 16.6 points, 12.3 rebounds, and 3 blocks in that season. I wonder, why did they stop feeding him the ball offensively? If he was averaging 16 and 12, why did they stop going? Because when you look at his stats, he started averaging 1, 2. I'm like, why did they stop feeding him the rock? Did he get hurt or something somewhere? I might be missing something. Those who are real historians of Mutombo, let me know down in the comments. Did he suffer some real injury? Because, man, he was a dog on offense, too, in the beginning of his career. So, I don't know why he got stopped getting the ball. But, like I said, man, wonderful career. So, I want to say shout out and rest in peace to Mount Mutombo. That's how I want to start this show off. You got to come with some good after that bad. And that's how I want to start this thing off, just giving my condolences and shouting out his career that he had. And shout out to you, Mr. Mutombo. And so the next topic is the one that was missing from yesterday's video, the one that got blacked out. And that's who has more to prove this season. Do you feel like it would be Zion Williamson or Ja Morant? two players. I want to say they was drafted in the same draft. I know Zion went number 1. John Morant would have went number 2 or number 3. I don't remember the exact numbers. But what I do know is they both have missed a substantial amount of games. Zion, his year 1 played 24 games. Year 2, 62. Year 3, 29. Year 4, he played 70 games. John Morant, his first year, he played 67 games. Pretty good season. 62 games, 57, 61. So he's playing more consistent games than Zion. But when Zion's on the court, the man is playing phenomenal. The year he played 61, I'm not gonna give you the stats from the 24 because that's not enough time played. So when he played 61 game, man was averaging 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 0.9 steals, 0.6 blocks. Zion was doing his thing, and then the last season he played 70 games, so he almost finished the season. Shout out to you, Zion. You're getting better. He averaged 22.9 3 points, 5.8 points, 5.0 assists, 1.1 steals, so he stepped up his defense and his blocks, which he's too athletic. He should be averaging closer to 1 block a game at least. So Zion, my boy, I hope you went into your brain and got all the departments together, and I hope you had a discussion with the head of the reproduction department and the head of hunger, and I hope you got them to understand, like, hey, basketball comes first. We will worry about those things later. And shout out to that. I'm not going to get too much into your personal life. I hope you got those 2 things under control, because I feel like you do have more to prove than John Morant. John Morant, to me, is only dealing with an identity crisis, you know, and I hope him seeing the result of NBA Youngboy hopes to put the gun chatter down and pick the basketball back up full time. I don't care what you got to do in your off time, man. Just NBA Youngboy, it didn't end up well for him, but it doesn't have to be you, John Morant. Just leave the guns out your videos and just focus on basketball, my boy, and you will be good. Both of these people are key pieces to the puzzle of success for their teams. You know, Zion missing more games than Ja, but Ja is still, you know, like I said, the identity crisis, having these issues of showing the guns, even though at the end of the day you may not want to be, you are a public figure, my boy, and it's just not part of the thing. Leave the guns out of the videos. People don't know you need to have them, and it's better for them not to know you have them, because they don't know what to prepare for if they on some sorry nigga energy. And that's where we're gonna go. You let me know down in the comments, who do you guys think has to prove it more? Do you think it's Zion Williamson getting his hunger and reproduction sections of the body in check, or do you think it will be the identity crisis that John Morant was experiencing? You guys let me know. I personally think it's Zion Williamson, just because those 2 things can really hinder a man. I feel like what John Morant is dealing with is just, hey, I got money, let me go ahead and see how far I can get. It ain't gonna get you too far. Don't mess up your career. And that's what I gotta say. You guys let me know down in the comments who you guys think has more to prove, and that is what we're gonna leave it off on that. I appreciate you guys tuning in. This is the longest video I had. I feel like this is the most structured video I had, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna get into some football before I get on out of here, just because that did take place last night. The Detroit Lions faced off against the Seattle Seahawks. I was finna say Supersonics. Boy, my mind's still on basketball. Let you know, because I think they are getting a team. Shout out to Seattle if you are getting a team, and I heard you got the good green. But anyway, Detroit played against the Seattle Seahawks last night, and boy, oh boy, the defense from Detroit, they might as well walk around with the ski mask on, because that defense is shiesty. Geno Smith came into this game leading the NFL, I think, in passing yards with over 1,300 or something like that. Man, oh man, that defense held them to only what? I didn't put the score down, but it was a beatdown, people. You can go look up the score. I don't have the score, but I do have the stats. Jared Goff, 18 of 18 for 292. Man, oh man, no interceptions. That man was balling on offense. Was that game management? Was that game management, or did he do his thing? You let me know down in the comments. Geno Smith threw the ball 56 times, 38 for 56, 395 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. DK Metcalf, 7 receptions, 104 yards. But I really think this game was about the Detroit defense. Man, they were so aggressive and everywhere last night. They was mad. They was ready to beat up referees for making bad calls if they thought about it, man. They was ready to lay hands on them. They had the shiesty mask on, and they wasn't giving up a thing. Barely gave up any yards, barely gave up the touchdowns. But you guys let me know, is Detroit for real this year? Is Detroit for real this year? How we feeling about Seattle? What they pretending? Or is Detroit really that good? You guys let me know down in the comments. And once again, I salute and thank everybody who has watched, everybody who subscribed. And once again, once the quality gets up to par, then I will ask for that type of commitment from people. Until then, I just appreciate y'all watching. I am the Knotty One. This is the conclusion of Knotty Talks. I am the black man with the black man. Man, let me do my intro right, man. Let me do my conclusion correct. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to another edition of the Knotty One, of Knotty Talks. I am the Knotty One, aka the black man with the black mane. And until we meet again, I'm out.